President releasing a video statement tonight because he can't tweet anymore after being banned by Twitter. A statement clearly intended to help him with Senate Republicans like Mitch McConnell, who is letting it be known that he is undecided now on convicting Trump. The president taking no responsibility for the riot he incited at the U.S. Capitol, not admitting that the election was free and fair, didn't do that, not even mentioning that Joe Biden will be the president in 7 days, and going on to say this.
Mob violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for.
He needed to say that, right? He needed to say that, he needed to say that a week ago, when instead he said, "We love you, you're special. We'll all remember this day." That's why I said what I just said at the beginning of the show. That's what he said a week ago. Here's why he didn't and why it's impossible to believe him now.
Get him the hell out of here, will you, please? Get him out of here. Throw him out. Or if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. When you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, you know, the way you put their hand over, like, don't hit their head, and they've just killed somebody, don't hit their head. I said, you can take the hand away, okay? You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. If she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. We love you. You're very special.
You're very special. A senior Trump advisor, a member of Team Trump, saying, in the end, it all came crashing down because he could never tell the truth. All because he couldn't accept he lost. But we did see some people stand up for the truth today. 10 Republicans who voted with Democrats to impeach the president for inciting insurrection. 10 Republicans stood up to do the right thing. Okay? There they are up on your screen. Right? Making this the most bipartisan impeachment ever. Another record for the books.
My vote to impeach our sitting president is not a fear-based decision. I am not choosing a side, I'm choosing truth. It's the only way to defeat fear.
There is no excuse for President Trump's actions. The president took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Last week, there was a domestic threat at the door of the Capitol, and he did nothing to stop it. That is why, with a heavy heart and clear resolve, I will vote yes on these articles of impeachment.
Congressman Myers saying this tonight.
This was a vote of conscience, and this is where my conscience led me.
A strategist to Congressman Rice saying, quote, once you determine in your mind the president incited an insurrection, the political arguments don't matter. But even after everything we saw last week, hundreds of rioters running rampant inside the Capitol, attacking police, screaming threats against members of Congress, smashing and looting, incited by the president, there were 197 Republicans who voted against impeachment. We saw an awful lot of cowardice and false equivalence on the House floor today.
If we'd prosecuted BLM and Antifa rioters across the country with the same determination these last 6 months, this incident may not have happened at all.
Blaming the MAGA mob riot on Black Lives Matter. Next. We also heard one of the most ridiculous examples about whataboutism I have heard in a long time.
And then the socialists in Hollywood joined their allies in Congress. Robert De Niro said that he wanted to punch the president in the face. Madonna thought about blowing up the White House.
Did I miss something? Is Robert De Niro president? Madonna, maybe. Is Madonna president? Did I miss something? Okay, so a week after rioters stormed the Capitol building, investigators looking at the evidence that the siege may have been planned. That as more suspects are being identified and arrested, around 35 defendants in the growing list of rioters now facing federal charges. So what are we learning about the insurrectionists among us? Joining me now to discuss, CNN's Donnie O'Sullivan, who's been doing great work. Donnie, good to see you. Let's get right to it. So one of the people charged today for their alleged role in the riot is Olympic gold medal winning swimmer Cti Talk, who went from representing this country to rioting in the Capitol. What do we know about Cti?
Yeah, you know, this is one of the incredible things about what happened last week. You know, it wasn't just a bunch of basement dwellers that laid siege on the Capitol. There were successful people there with families, with careers. This guy had 5 Olympic medals. He competed in the Beijing and Athens Olympics. And, you know, in the criminal complaint, actually, he said he stuck out because he was one of the tallest people in there that day. He's 6'6". USA Swimming telling CNN that while they respect people's individuals' rights to peacefully protest, they in no way condone the actions taken by those at the Capitol. So a guy like this, you know, who has won Olympic medals, who's 6'6", you had to go in there and knew he was going to get identified at some point.
Wow, just stunning. So today they hauled in Robert Keith Packer, the infamous Camp Auschwitz rioter. What do you know about him?
Yeah, and look, I think that again just goes to this incredible sense of entitlement here, right? That these guys thought they could walk in there wearing something as atrocious as that sweater and get away with it. Obviously, this image, the Camp Auschwitz logo on his sweater really stuck out, and a lot of online sleuths were very, very quickly trying to track down this guy. He's actually been released on bail right now, but with one condition that he has to, one of the conditions that he has to stay away from Washington, so he shouldn't be anywhere near the inauguration next week.
Donnie, that's just a few of the folks who have been arrested, and there are going to be more, and Donnie will be reporting on them. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Al.